And I like to think that this is this specific case study is specific to this client. However, data extraction and leveraging data is a challenge that we could see across all sorts of industries, right, Jerry? I mean, we've come across it in several conversations with existing clients, with prospects, with people out in the wild. When do we kind of when do we start to identify whether a problem or whether a challenge, a challenge around data should be a good candidate for an LLM implementation or a more traditional software development approach or an off-the-shelf product? Do you have any kind of markers or telling
Yeah.
signals that, hey, this is a good point for us to start using AI?
So generally speaking, structured data is easy to process. I mean, once you have structured data, you know what columns or attributes are there. It's pretty much easy to process that and implement a solution around it. It's when the data is unstructured that it becomes problematic and probably much more ideal for LLM-based solutions. And the solution depends on the type of data. So, for example, if you had data, unstructured data, where you are extracting information like names from a website or a PDF document, and you needed to convert that into a fixed structure as in last name first, first name, honorifics, and things like that. You want to break down those essential information out of it. You can potentially utilize BERT transformers or other kinds of transformers, but the accuracy goes down when it's a mixed bag. I mean, some places it's first name first, some places it's last name first, some places there are other attributes that are there. So LLMs do a much better job of inferring this attribute information, extracting that attributes out of it, and breaking it down into a structured approach output, right?
Well,
So
right, and
there are
what you're
cases.
describing, sorry to interrupt, but what you're describing around transformers and potential workarounds, that doesn't even apply when you're talking about nicknames or
Exactly.
typos or complete misspellings of names,
Yeah.
where even the slickest of logic trees can't necessarily navigate human error on that side, right?
Exactly. And it's not always necessary to put the entire data as is to an LLM to extract the information out. You could do some pre-processing and pass the information after pre-processing to an LLM. So to extract information like nicknames, designations, doctorate, honorifics, all of these things becomes a lot more challenging when you're trying to do it using a transformer or a logic-based approach. Whereas LLMs make it a slightly simpler. I mean, you just supply the information, ask them, give it a prompt, and give it a structure to return the answer in, and you almost, I mean, you have a higher probability of getting the results right.
So to kind of boil it down, or really to come up to a higher level, we're talking specifically about name extraction as an example here,
As
but
an
the general
example here,
lesson
yes.
is that LLM models are just better at handling unstructured data, period, correct?
Yeah, unstructured data, not just unstructured data which may have a language construct or a conversational construct where you potentially want to extract information based on the semantics, not just based on what data attributes are there. I mean, it's not just regex, it's extracting information, who said what, or who was the other party involved, what are the parties involved, is there a organization involved, is there a individual involved, stuff like that. So depending on the data that you want to extract, you can use it to do other stuff also. I mean, extract broader information out of a particular content, or summarizing a big block of text into a shorter, meaningful, insightful information as well. So you could use it for transformations as well, not just for data extraction. There are different use cases, but you typically it makes more sense to utilize LLM models for unstructured data rather than structured data. There are use cases for structured data as well, which we can probably discuss later.
Sure.